There. Sorry. Okay.
Welcome, everybody. Just to let you know, I think Darren will make it, but he's going to be late. So Michael has kindly co-hosted. He's doorman, bouncer, security.
Your muscle?
Mm-hmm. So he tells me, yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
I haven't seen him in the flesh, so I can't vouch for muscles. I don't know. He's shaking his head.
I can't vouch for muscles either.
No. So nice to see you. Quick plug. I am flying to Berlin tomorrow to Doris's. There's still some spaces available if the last minute you get an urge to go to Berlin. So I've got meetings on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which you're very welcome to turn up at. But you could let me know first. All the details are on our website. You've heard 1,000 times that there's nothing to be attained, that there isn't a thing called enlightenment, there isn't a thing called awakening, there isn't a thing called liberation. But it does seem this way, that no matter how many times you hear that, if it's heard by the one who still desires liberation, awakening, freedom from self, the one who hears that can only try to do the spiritual shit that you've been trying for years, which is acceptance and surrender. And other spiritual niceties. Of course, they're just as futile as trying. Surrender is trying to surrender. You might have noticed that already. Trying to be accepting of this as it is just as it's just as futile as resisting this. Acceptance is no closer. Surrender is no closer. There is no approaching this. There's no attaining. This is all there is. It's dreadful. It's dreadfully wonderful. It's dreadfully free. It's dreadfully loving. It's dreadfully compassionate. All of it just because it is. Not because it's appearing loving or appearing compassionate, but because it is. This simply is. It's undeniable. And acceptance won't make it any better. It will still be this, just as it is. There really is nothing for you to do. There really is nothing to be done. Of course, doing can happen. Doing or not doing, one is not better, higher, closer, more than the other. You simply can't get this wrong because you can't get it right. There is no right and wrong, absolutely. So it's not about making life okay, which is all I ever really was trying to do. Make it okay for me. And of course, make me okay. But there's no rest and there's no peace in that. Life is simply as it is. And a lot of life will not appear okay. And life is so much more open and free when you're not trying to escape from what is into some spiritual, blissful state, some meditative state where you can detach from what is to some safe place. There is no safe place. There is no security. The more security that is sought, the less freedom there will appear to be. And the freedom is that it's okay that it's not okay. It's okay when life is shit. It's okay when there's dreadful grief. It's okay when there's loss. It's okay when there's sorrow. It's all okay. All the shit is okay. And by that, I mean it's not wrong. I don't mean it's not shit. I don't mean it's not painful. But it can be obvious that the pain is love. And that doesn't make it not painful. But it's very, very, so it's exactly the same and very, very different from insisting that this shouldn't be happening. This isn't how it's meant to be. This isn't right. So it's not that there's the end of suffering. Pain is suffering. But it's the end of suffering being wrong. The end of suffering indicating that something's wrong. I've done something wrong. You've done something wrong. God's done something wrong. It's the end of this shouldn't be. This simply is, regardless of should be or shouldn't be. I'm not sure when others speak about liberation or freedom, that's what they're talking about, but that is what I'm speaking about. And it isn't something mystical. It's unknowable, but obvious and undeniable. This is undeniably as it is, which is just as it appears to be, just as it seems. It's never more or less. The appearance can seem more or less, but this is never more. This is never less. And it is hard. I mean, the thoughts can come up that there could be more, but they're equally okay. Just fantasy, just imagination. Imagination would still work. I guess it's the most natural thing for human beings to fantasize. And so fantasizing is liberated to be what it is, not some possibility. There is no possibility, but it's a fantasy. It's playing. Thought likes to play. But this isn't one possibility out of an infinite number of possibilities. This isn't even one possibility. That's why I don't speak about this as oneness. Oneness would imply that this is the only way this could be. No. There isn't the only way this could be. There is just the way this is. Full stop. And the way this is just the way it seems to be. It's everything. What more do you want? You can want for more. There isn't more. You can want for less. You want less of you. You want less of neurosis. You want less anxiety. You want less fear. Whatever you want less of. It's not possible. And so the freedom is just the opposite of we've been taught. We've always been taught that freedom is impossibility, in hope. Okay, yeah, shit today, but tomorrow could be wonderful. You know, the sun will come out tomorrow. Well, tomorrow won't arrive. The sun is either out or it's not. And so the freedom is in impossibility. The impossibility of becoming, the impossibility of this being how you want it to be. The impossibility of you becoming how you want to be. This imagined self, imagining itself to be a perfectly imagined self. All imagination. So there's nowhere for you to go. There's nothing for you to become. There's no future where you can hope that all your dreams will come true. This is the complete annihilation of all those fairy tales, all those spiritual fairy tales that you bought into. This is the only reality. This is completely real. And equally completely unreal. There's really no difference. Any suggestion of knowing the difference between reality and unreality, again, is just another story. And as if reality would care whether you knew it or not. The only one who cares whether you know reality or not is you. Nobody else gives a shit. Even your guru couldn't care less. He'll laugh if you tell him you've found the truth. And rightly so. piss his pants, hit you with a stick. I've always dreamt of being one of those Zen masters. I always loved the idea of really a big, thick stick, you know, so you got a really good crack of the skull. I have got a bit of a sadistic streak. Especially, you know, when someone would come, just like, this is my teacher had on, a student would come and they're ecstatic with the insight that they've got because they've been meditating and they've had this incredible insight or this amazing awakening experience. And they tell me, and I just look them straight in the eye and then just smack them straight around the head. Would be nice. In the most loving way, of course. I was having a chat with a friend the other day, and they said about, you know, about wouldn't you, if your children grew up, you know, only hearing non-duality, wouldn't, you know, would they have to develop a sense of self? Hello? Oh, I think that was Razia with the speaker. And of course not. It would be very unfair, wouldn't it? And one low non-dual voice in a world of non-duality would just make you mental. You might have noticed that if you try to speak. And your kids already think you're rubbish, so it's probably best that you don't mention non-duality just to add to their certainty that you don't know what you're talking about. But no, I've not mentioned it. I've not mentioned it to my kids ever. My grown-up ones I have, but not the children. I've said this before, at the end, when I've done the recording, when I put this on YouTube, one of the boxes that you have to click is this video made for children? This video is not made for children. It's made for grizzled, old, disillusioned, despairing, end of the road seekers who you don't even know. You look at some new thing that you see, something comes up on Facebook or YouTube or something, you go, oh yeah, I think I might have done that in 1993. I can't remember now. Mate, did I? And then you have to call a friend. Did we go on this retreat? That's who this message is for. It's like, I mean, really, it is like, fuck it. Really. Enough. Enough. Enough looking for what can't be found. It's here. You won't find it. You're not separate from it to find it. How the hell are you going to find it? There's nothing to find. So it might feel like, what am I going to do now? I've had a lifetime of this. What am I meant to do if I'm not meant to seek? If I'm not looking for anything, what does it leave me to do? It leaves you not knowing what to do. The only advice I would give is the body pretty much knows what to do. It likes to rest when it likes to rest. It likes to exercise when it likes to exercise. It likes to eat when it likes to eat. That's what human beings like to do. I don't think human beings like finding out, seeking the truth of all existence. I don't think human beings like seeking the absolute reality. It's a bitch. It's a curse. It's innocent though. It's innocent. Let yourself off. You could do no other. You wanted to know. You fucking know it all. I wanted to know. That's why I was seeking. So, there was loads of people who told me they knew. Once I started looking, it was amazing how many people said they knew. So I thought I'd better listen to most of them. Read their powers of wisdom. Try what they've suggested. I'm guessing you've had enough of trying. Of course, here's the bitch. The giving up. There can be that's just another trying. So I'm not suggesting you give up. There can be probably takes more effort to surrender than to really get stuck into your practice, doesn't it? So there's no surrender. There's no one to surrender. There's no one to be accepting. This is as it is, whether you surrender to it or accept it or resist it and don't accept it. It makes no odds. Well, if you'd like to ask anything or share anything, feel free to do that. If you've got anything to say about what I've said or, about acceptance or surrender for a laugh. I've told you the tale before that there was no surrender for me. I fought to the death.
So there was death instead of surrender.
No, there is no death. No, it's a metaphorically speaking, Michael. It did feel like I fought to the death. What I mean is, there wasn't a point where I just went, oh yeah, just take me now. Yeah, I didn't wave the white flag. I mean, this is how it was for me. I got to the point where it was just begging and pleading. I was on my knees, like as I imagined it. It was like I've seen in movies where someone's going to be being tortured, and there'll come a point where there would be a surrender, surrendering. But no, it was like no, the resistance just went on and on and on and on until it didn't. But that sounds like, oh, in the end you surrendered. That's not my recollection of it is not that way at all. It's like, no, there couldn't be a surrender. I couldn't surrender. I am only resistance. There you go. That's really how it felt. The very sense of me, the energy of me, is resistance to what is. It cannot be. So I can play the game of being an accepting me, a surrendered me. I meet loads of spiritual buggers, spiritual people who are very surrendered and serene, and you know, they would see any resistance of, oh, of course, that's a direct indication of me is still present. Well, obviously you're not fully surrendered. You're not fully realized. No, there's a reason for that. There's no fucker to be realized. That would be my reply. But really, all I'm saying in this is that you might still be lured in. You could be still find it attractive, the ideas of acceptance and surrender. I can't emphasize enough. It's just more of the same shit.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
Hello. I can only say I agree with you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, that's good. Yeah, because I mean, there aren't many spiritual paths who don't have those aspects of surrender and acceptance as quite a core part of, okay, this is what will lead you to whatever you've imagined you could come to. Well, here's the thing, you don't come to this. You can't come to this. It's hopeless. Nothing comes to this. It's nothing to do with you. It's not that, oh no, I'm not the chosen one, I can't come to this. No one, there's no one to come to this. It's not just no one comes to this, nothing comes to this. There's no more. There's nothing else. Did someone have their hand up?
Yes. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Chemo.
Oh yeah, Chemo, yeah.
Hey Tim,
Hello.
it was
Nice
the
to see you.
most wonderful, painful introduction, and it should be the beginning of the news every day. It will be so
Imagine broadcasting that to the world every day. Everyone turns the
every day.
news on. I haven't been invited to do the news yet. Maybe. You never
It
know.
will come.
It won't.
I mean, Tim, it was so nice. It was just a description of my day, all of it. It was so nice, really nice.
Thanks. Yeah. You know, I know it doesn't. I know it doesn't sound nice. That's why I can only speak to you.
Yeah. When I say nice, it's what you also say. It's okay not to be okay. It's painful and so on.
Well, that's what I want to tell everyone, but they won't have it, of course. So I don't tell them.
No.
It would be, I mean, you must have friends and they're in distress and you just want to say it's okay. I mean, that's all I mean. I mean, I don't mean anything grandiose, really.
No.
I really just mean that. Of course it's okay. Of course it's okay to feel shit.
Yeah.
Because every self says it's not okay. I must have done something very wrong. I've made a mistake. Of course, there aren't any mistakes. You haven't made a mistake.
No, it is this unescapable. Exactly, where it's just obvious when this pain arrives, then the lust to do something to take it away, and it's I don't know if you mean it like this, but the freedom in to be, and again to be just to let the pain
Yeah.
stay and be whatever and so on, and it's totally okay and much more effortless.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it can sound like, okay, you just let it be. It sounds just the same as acceptance.
Exactly.
But there is a let it be that doesn't require any acceptance. Because
Exactly.
really what I mean is, that it's just literally doing nothing, not being accepting, just not doing anything with it.
Yeah. And just this, what the fuck is going on?
But of course, that's a constant question that never gets an answer. So
Yeah.
that, I would say, really, that's the end of seeking. So human beings are designed, it seems, to ask what the fuck is going on and to want to know.
Yeah.
And for some human beings, that's just on a very material, practical level. But for others, no, they have to make it esoterical, mystical, spiritual. And so they want to know what's really going on, not just the material is not enough. But the answer is no one knows what's going on. And so then whatever you think is going on is just part of what seems to be going on. So the answer just becomes just part of what seems to be happening. Answer or no answer. One is not. The answer is always preferable to me because I love to know. And I love to tell other people I know as well and correct them and guide them on the path to righteousness. So it's a great relief when you no longer think you're wise or you have any answers. The freedom is, what the fuck is going on? That's the answer.
Yeah.
The answer is, what the fuck is going on? That's the question, and the answer is the same. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck seems to be going on is the answer. There isn't, and what else? Oh, nothing else at all.
That's right.
Well, there must be more than what seems. No, there's nothing more than what seems to be going on. That's it. The entirety. And then, of course, life is incredibly simple then. The simplicity is astounding.
Yeah.
But of course, self doesn't like simplicity. Self loves the more complex the answers to questions, the more I like it, because I'm the cleverer I am. The greater the complexity, the more self loves it.
It's the normal way to relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Kingman.
Yeah, it's the same to you.
Thank you. Hi, David.
Hi, Tim.
Hello, Nick.
there's really nothing to say, you know. Exactly what's going on is exactly it. You know, it's the most difficult thing in the world for the human to accept that things don't need to change.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems that the drive for getting something different
Hmm.
is just the absolute most dominant drive that exists. And yet,
Yeah.
when that disappears, it becomes kind of so. Just I'm along for the ride, you know. I mean,
Oh, well, yeah, that is how it is. Rather than being the driver, it's just along for the ride, much more so. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
that's quite a good analogy. So, who's driving the dream bus? Well, I say I'm driving, and then you're a passenger, and then it can be that the bus is empty, and then it might be that the bus just breaks down and there's fucking you don't move at all. That's my dream bus analogy.
yeah. It's great when the bus breaks down, you
The bus
know.
breaks down. Yeah, you go, where
Yeah,
are you going to go?
yeah,
Well,
we
it
get out and go pick some mushrooms.
can do, yeah. That would be nice. Well, and of course, you see a lot more walking than being in the bus.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Or sitting still, or sitting just on the verge, just watching the traffic go by. It's more like that. There isn't a bus anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Of course,
Yeah.
there never was a bus.
Yeah. I mean, you know, watching the birds go by and watching the
Yeah.
traffic goes by, that's all the entertainment I need.
That does remind me of my grandfather, because he was I live in a little village. Jocelyn will know how quiet it is. And my granddad, his favorite thing on a Sunday after he worked his socks off, he was just a laborer. But his Sunday afternoon, after Sunday lunch, his greatest pleasure, this was his only time off every week, Sunday afternoon. He would just get his armchair. It was an armchair, but table armchair. And he would just sit it by the road, and he would just sit by the road for 4 hours and just watch the world go by. That's what he did. No TV. He wouldn't even listen to the radio because the radio was a newfangled thing to him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And he wouldn't have the radio on. My nan would listen to the radio. He wouldn't listen to it. It was too modern.
Yeah.
That was a different time, wasn't it? Apparently.
That's
Yeah,
an interesting aspect of the fact that you know the times are always changing. So watch
Yeah.
them change. You know, I mean, you're looking for change. Look around. You know,
Yeah.
it's happening. It's happening.
If you sit still just for a minute, you're only seeing change, are you? That's what you're seeing.
That's all you see. You know.
Yeah, that is all you're going to see.
Yeah.
That's just remind me. I just watched the Bob Dylan film last week.
Ah.
The times they are changing. If you've not seen a Bob Dylan movie with Timothy Chalamet, it's really good. I'd recommend it. It's well worth a watch. I think he's brilliant in it. He does all the singing as well.
They all do all the singing, and they sang live to camera. They didn't pre-record it.
Oh, it's very moving. It's incredible, I think. Anyway, that's my film choice of the week.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
It's
Who's
me.
that?
It's this.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to meet you. It's the first time on your call.
Thank you.
It's always repeated. There's no change. This is that. This is it.
There's only
It's all.
change. No, there's only change.
I'm all ears. It's very
What
paradoxical.
is totally the paradox is complete, and the complete paradox is there is only change. The appearance never is the same. This never appears the same again.
Yeah.
Every
But
appearance, every
this is
sense of this is how it was yesterday is illusory. This, it just appears always brand new, and it's never been before. It's never going to be again. This appears and disappears, and the appearance only changes. What doesn't change is what we can't speak about. The unchanging, I just refer to it as nothing because I haven't got a clue, and nothing sort of sounds like I haven't got a clue. People still tell me that I'm making something out of nothing, but you know, you've got we have, if we're going to call what can't be named something, nothing seems the best option. So nothing doesn't change. Something, everything, all things constantly change.
But no thing is separate from
Absolutely.
the
So
body,
no.
which that's all words.
No. Well, we are. The thing about it, Sarah, is that the words don't really matter. You will have a preference. Some words will resonate, and you'll like some, and you won't like others. It really doesn't matter. I can't emphasize that enough. You won't get to a point where the words are all. So when I was a seeker, I was just looking for the perfect combination of words because then I would have the answer, wouldn't I? Well, that's not the case. No one has cracked this. And that's the freedom. You know, there aren't any human beings who know more about this than any others. And that's the unconditional love. So you already know as much as you could possibly know about this. So there's nothing to be learned. But you
There's
still,
nothing to be
but you can
known.
still, but the energy of wanting to know can still come up, and so you still keep asking questions until you don't.
There seems to be a can't wait energy here.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I know that very well. I was the most frustrated seeker. Every speaker I used to go and see, when I'd leave, I'd just call them names.
Oh,
I would just abuse them, to myself. Call them, you know.
yeah, don't worry about that happening here.
but do you know what I mean? It's because I still had the sense of, well, I just came in all sincerity for you to give me what I'm looking for, and you haven't done that. That's the frustration I constantly felt. I get a new book, and there would be, well, I've quite enjoyed reading the book, and then I shut the book, I put it down, and it's very undeniable that I was no closer, that I'd had some entertainment, and I'd learned a few new words or phrases. Was I any closer? No, it was very clear. No.
Yeah, like there's nothing to be close to, but there just appears to be like moments of clarity.
Yeah.
Like what is even a moment? It's so baffling.
Yes. Well, I mean, absolutely, there aren't any moments, no. But if we're recounting any story, then we're only talking about events and moments. So it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Pockets in time.
We
In
can't.
whatever.
Yeah, we can't speak any other way.
Yeah. In the beginning, when the message was just revealed here, there was this initial fear. Well, because it was met with so much silence, like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
Or the Tony, what is it, like the Jim Newman way, it is done. it's like, oh my God. And this year has, I've gone through a lot of stagnation in the last couple of years. So for you to come and tell me like it's done, what? Yeah. So there was a lot of silence, like, oh, this is it. Everything kind of like collapsed into like a one-dimensional, two-dimensional plane. Like, you know, people talk about equanimity or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the spider is equal to a human or a
yes,
steak.
it's doubtless, yeah.
Mm. And so there was a lot of silence, and I became so afraid of never speaking again. And there
Yeah,
was a laugh. Oh man, that's just a story, like an anecdote. I just felt like sharing for laughs, but
no, no, it's nice that you share that because I think every self has that fear of, well, without me, nothing would ever get done. It would be complete stagnation. There will be no motivation at all
oh
because
yeah,
I am the one who's motivated, and without me, well, I'll be useless. This body will be useless. It won't do anything. But
yeah, there was
yeah,
a span of time where it just felt like the body was shaking off, let's call it trauma, okay, or whatever you want to call it. Like it was
yeah,
just there appeared to be releases, and
yeah.
there was a lot of like fog and heaviness in the brain area that was being let go. And at some point I spent a couple of days where I wasn't able to put like two words together, and I thought
Hmm.
I just lost it. I'm like, this is it. I'm gonna be speaking like what is that character in Star Wars?
R2D2.
Yoda.
Yoda. Love a bit of Yoda.
Man, yeah. Not not when you speak like him for a few days.
No. Did you speak some Yoda?
Yeah, it was weird. It was like, oh
Brilliant.
no, no want. No. It's whatever. Like I don't actually remember.
Yeah,
But yeah, there was a time. It's like,
yeah,
what is
and that's familiar to me. I didn't really come out of the bedroom for weeks. I didn't speak to anybody for weeks. I thought I might never move again. Of course, I do move a lot less than I used to, but I am the body actually likes to move.
yeah. Yeah,
It,
and it comes down to the just the body at the end
yeah,
of the
just the
day.
body. Yeah.
Cool. It's good to know. But you said you don't move as much because there's not this like
No,
warm in the butt type of energy. Like I
there is a,
got some.
yeah. I mean, it's when, yeah, there's no there's no discomfort at not moving, and that's how I used to be. I had a sense of self that was very insistent on things need to be done, and if I'm not doing, then I'm not purposeful, I'm not valuable, and so there was value in doing. Now there's just doing for, I don't know, cooking when I'm hungry, and going for a walk when the body feels like going for a walk. It doesn't even feel like I'm going for, I want to go for a walk. There's just, I can just find myself going for it, just walking. It's without the insistence that, sitting around is, I always had a thing with my parents who insisted, they had a very strong work ethic. So work meant, even play was like work. So even everything I did for pleasure, it was still like a job, really. It was for me to do my best and make sure I was doing it as well as I possibly could. And basically, what I'm saying is that I was demanding of myself in every aspect of life, in leisure as well as in work, in relationships, always trying to do the right thing. And of course, that's painful.
Yeah, that must have been. Mm. Yeah, here too. you mentioned in one of your videos that you hated work and, you know, quote unquote, the 9 to 5, that like the necessity to work in order to survive, but like the society's way.
Yeah. But of course, there was a lot of fear when I stopped work. There was like, well, how am I going to survive if I don't work? There was, I mean, again, that I think that's completely natural.
Okay, I'm gonna let other people ask because otherwise,
Oh, thanks, Sarah. Lovely to meet you.
thanks. You
And
too.
thanks for sharing what you shared.
I just want to say I'm really happy to meet you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, it'd be lovely to see you, Doris. Looking forward to it.
And have a nice weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've still got an idea that I might just set up a Zoom just for like an hour that you could visit. And now if I do that, I'll just email and I'll put it on Facebook and I'll put it on my website if I do that. But one day I might just set my phone up and up for a Zoom that you can just join. So I think I'll do that. I know how lazy I am. It might go, I can't be bothered. It could well be I can't be asked and then it doesn't happen. But I thought of it today and thought that's quite a nice idea. I'll do that. On the Saturday.
Mhm.
When is the translator, Doris?
Probably Sunday, but people didn't react of translation. I don't know about people will come and need it, but we thought we do it on Sunday.
Okay. I'm just saying because Doris thought there might be some Berliners whose English isn't that great and maybe have a translator. We'll see.
We will see.
Thanks, Doris.
Yes, thanks also.
The greatest paradox is that this is done. As Sarah was talking about, it can feel devastating to self that this is the end. This is complete. You've heard nearly every speaker talk of this as completeness, as wholeness. That's the end. This is the culmination. This is the completion. This is the end. This is done. And this is the beginning. This is ever fresh. This is brand new. This has never been before. And it's not, this isn't the completion as in this is the culmination of everything that's been before. No, it's literally just this. Beginning and end. Alpha and Omega. Some of the biblical shit is okay. And of course, if there is God, then of course this is God. Of course there isn't God. But don't take my word for it. The thing is, someone asked me, am I an atheist the other day? And I said, well, no, not really. I can't say I'm an atheist because that sounds like a belief. And I don't believe there is no God. If you really push me on it, and I've got to bet my house on it, I'm going to say there isn't. But I mean, so what? Everyone's just making shit up about God. Just the same as everything else. But if there is a God, then of course this is God. If there isn't a God, of course this isn't God. And I would say, so what, either way? This can only be God, and there can be no God, because God would be outside of this. He would be apart from this. So when I say this is God, this is God, not there is God and this. Well, that's not how most people conceive of God, is it? Oh yeah, so I'm an agnostic, which just means I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. I mean, can you imagine a whole world of agnostics? If every single person, when they said you have to fill in your consensus, your form, and it says religious religion, and it's got, or then it says none or other, and if everyone was an atheist and just said, I haven't got a clue, I'm just being honest, I don't know. Because of course that's the honest answer. That's the honest answer for every human being. There are no human beings who know there's a God. There are no human beings who know there isn't a God. Wouldn't that be lovely if everyone just owned up and just went, I haven't got a fucking clue. How on earth would you expect me to know whether there's a God or not? So I was an atheist, and I was quite a vehement. I like Dawkins. I loved a bit of Dawkins. I still quite like, he's a clever man. If you don't know Dawkins, he's a great British biologist and spokesperson. He wrote The God Delusion, and I loved that book. And that was when I'd love to get in a conversation with a theist, any kind of believer, and just rip the shit out of them with my knowledge of evolution, which wasn't great because it was secondhand from Dawkins. And it's interesting now, I wouldn't entertain doing any of that, because Richard Dawkins knows no more about how this came to be than any religious fanatic. That's unconditional love.
King,
Yes.
it just seems like that that freedom is actually stop looking for freedom.
Yes. Perfect.
That even like being free is an illusion. That's just like not needed. So.
Oh no, yeah, I would totally agree. That's a lovely way of putting it. Yeah, that's really good, Sophie. Yeah, the end of the seeking is the freedom. Yeah. So if there's nothing, because this is this can't be found, and this is the freedom. So that's the end. Yeah, that's so. And of course, it is wonderful, but it's also devastating.
Yes. Yes.
Because, well, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
Well, I've been looking for freedom, and there's no freedom to be found.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a really good way of saying it. Yeah.
And it's like sort of you try to come out of the prison, but the prison is not real. So yeah.
No. And of course, you were really hoping that one day you'd find the key to the door and escape and and just run wild and free in the beautiful meadow with the flowers and the birds singing, and I don't know, and there'd be all kinds of fantasies about what freedom would look like. But freedom looks like this.
And it's such a relief, such a relief in that. It's amazing.
Well, there is immense relief because there's nothing to be done and nowhere to go. So there can be doing or not doing. One is not more free than the other. So all your practices become redundant. So if you were looking for freedom in meditation, I mean, that could be devastating. I know people whose meditation practice has just become futile and redundant, and what's the point? Because they were trying to get somewhere. And so that can be devastating, because it's the pointlessness of anything that you thought might help is so obvious that you might be able to do it if you like doing it, if you enjoy it. So you do it for the enjoyment, which would be wonderful because you like it.
It's like they're looking for, it's like it's so juicy and exciting, but it's the end of that.
Oh, of course, there's nothing wrong with juicy and exciting. I like juicy and exciting, but I also like boring and mundane. But yeah, the freedom is freedom from looking for freedom. Because there's nowhere else to look. And why would you look here? Why would you look here for freedom? It's here. You don't get an escape to, oh, well, it's already present, so I'll escape to the present, you know, like Eckhart's wonderful power of now. I'll be more in the now. No, there can be no more or less. You know, you're not going to get more of this. This really is it. Shit. And I thought there'd be so much more. I know. I mean, the disappointment can be immense. And then, really perversely, I would, if I had my way, this, I'm kind of joking, but not, I would love to disappoint everyone and shit all over everyone's dreams and hopes and fantasies about what might be. That would give me, nothing would give me greater pleasure. And just, if I could annihilate all of them, I would do it. You know, I want to be like one of those super villains in a Bond movie who has designed a ray that, or a virus that you could put out over the entire Earth, and everyone would lose all hope and just live in the despair of there's only this. Be interesting. Nobody would go to work. Nothing would get done. There wouldn't be any buses or trains. You wouldn't be able. There would be no planes. I wouldn't be going to Berlin. I'd probably have to go foraging for berries. That wouldn't be good because I'd need the supermarkets open. No, I'll leave it. We won't do that. Thanks, Sophie. What you said is right. It's a great way of saying it. The freedom is freedom from searching for freedom, looking for freedom. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for coming. If I decide I'm going to do Zoom, then I'll email everyone who's on the email list. If you hear this and you'd like to be on the email list, then just email me and I'll put you on it. That's clisstim@gmail.com. Thanks, Michael, for co-hosting. I think that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Tim.
You too.
Thanks. Have we stopped recording yet? No, we've not stopped yet.